I'm so happy now. It's absolutely amazing how happy I am, how much energy I have. I just I would have never imagined this. This is the best feeling ever. You think being drunk is a good feeling? Try not being drunk. That is a way better feeling. Hi, I'm Scotty Ogden, and today I'm celebrating 3 years sober. It has been a long, long, hard journey, and I just wanted to share some of my successes with you right now because it's been such a hard journey. I knew that I needed to sober up, that I needed to change my lifestyle. I thought about this for several years, and I finally made the jump and decided to give up alcohol. And it wasn't easy. I lost quite a few friends at the beginning because they didn't really understand what I was struggling with. They thought maybe I was judging them. But in actual fact, I was having problems with the alcohol, and I just needed to get into a place where I wasn't surrounded by people that were influencing me to drink. Now, I was very inspired about 4 years ago when I looked at a post on Instagram by Sluggo. He's a professional skateboarder, and he posted 3 years sober, and it really inspired me. I said, man, like I want to encourage the rest of the world to make positive moves in their life, like Sluggo did, and he encouraged me to quit. And here I can now celebrate the fact that I have crossed this milestone of 3 years. I can honestly say I will not be going back to drinking. This is my new life. This is the new way it's going to happen. It's really interesting how alcohol is actually so normalized in life. Yeah, it's good to have a social drink and have some fun every now and then, but alcohol abuse is when you go over the limit. If you were to ask your doctor what's over the limit, they would say you shouldn't have any more than 7 to 10 drinks a week, not 7 to 10 drinks per night. But I might have been 9 drinks per day, and that's when I really needed to change the way things are going in my life. What was the deciding factor of me quitting? A buddy of mine, Daryl, he came to me and said, "Scotty, we had a really great conversation last night, and I appreciate your input. I think I'm going to apply some of these values to my own life. Thank you so much for spending that time and caring so much." And honestly, I don't remember even meeting him or anything of that night. And that's when I realized that I had a problem and I had to give it up. I had to say no more. I was throwing away my friendships. I was throwing away my family. I was throwing away my potential. Being in construction, as you become more successful, as you meet more people, you get this tendency to drink more, to hang out with more people and socialize and party, and it just becomes so normal, and then you just fall into this trap. When I was actually going to quit drinking, I didn't decide to quit. I didn't say that's it, I'm done. I decided I'm going to go Monday to Thursday, and then on Friday I'm going to drink again. That's all it was. And because I was so convicted that I was losing my memory and wasn't building good relationships with my friends, I decided on Thursday, if I could just go Friday without seeing my friends, I bet you I could make it through the weekend. And if I could make it through the weekend, I could probably go till the next Friday. So this is what I did. And the next Friday came along, and my family and we went on a trip. And yeah, you go on a trip to Whistler, suck back a couple wobbly pops, drink some shots, whatever it takes. Well, I decided because I was with my family that I was going to go out and buy non-alcohol beer and celebrate with non-alcohol beer rather than drink hard alcohol. And I did it, and I made it another week. And this became a pattern. And I think after about 3 or 4 months of me doing this day by day, week by week pattern, I could finally go to my friends and say, I have officially quit drinking. It doesn't end there. It's not like I decided to quit and now I feel great. This is a decision I make every single day. I see the alcohol in the cupboard. I see the alcohol on the shelves. I literally have to say, I am not touching that alcohol anymore, and make that decision and convince yourself in the mind. Do not entertain ever that maybe just a sip. My cousin said, you got to try this rum. I'm like, no, I can't. Put it in your mouth, swirl it around, and spit it out. Then you can taste what it tastes like. No, I've decided alcohol is not entering this mouth anymore. Whether it's just in and spit out, no. That's the decision I made. That's what I'm sticking to. One of the benefits that I noticed right away, besides the fact that I could get up and I felt a little bit better in the morning, was that I hadn't had an argument with my spouse for at least 30 days. And that wasn't normal for me. And the conflict was I was not approachable. I did not have the right mindset where someone could come to me and say, hey, can you please listen for a second? Because I was either drunk, hungover, or too stressed out because I was drinking the night before. It all was around my drinking. Everything was around my drinking. Now that I don't drink, I've got about 48 hours of free time in my life that I can do whatever I want. I can drive any time of the day or night without having to worry about drinking and driving. No problem. I can drive wherever I want. In fact, I love it now. Someone will say, hey, can you pick me up at 9 o'clock on a Friday night? Yes, no problem, because I am so proud that I don't drink, that I want to go out there and drive. One of the challenges that I found, and if you decide to quit drinking, you're probably going to find the same thing, is that your friends are going to think you judge them, and they're not going to want to hang around with you anymore. And they're going to say things about you. Not because they don't like you, but because you're taking a stand. You're doing something that maybe they wish they could. Not because you're better, but because you weren't better. Because you needed that help. You needed that support system. You needed to quit drinking. So my friends used to say I was the life of the party. I would always buy the fanciest rums, the fanciest scotches, and I was everyone's drinking partner. And my friends lost that drinking partner. They lost that friend because I quit drinking. But I also lost that friendship because it wasn't just based on drinking. I really, really loved my friends. But because we had so much in common in the drinking era, once we got rid of that drinking thing, it was really hard to relate to my friends. And I really wanted to just focus on having the willpower not to drink. And it was very difficult. Some of my friends are still around, and some of the friends I have lost indefinitely. But I do want to say this. I am in a better place. I am happier than I've ever been. I've got more energy than I've ever had in my life. And my family, I think, is happy. I'm going to have to ask them. My family is happy. So one really key tip that I want to give anyone that's thinking about like the sobriety trip, that you want to be sober forever, is you got to have a definite why. Why do you want to quit? Why do you want to be better? Why do you want to run this sober game? What is it? Because there's going to be days where you're going to be tempted, and your why needs to be so strong. It needs to stick out in your head. You need to repeat that why every time you see people. Like I said, my why is because I was losing my memory. I used to drink because I was stressed out. I'd have a really, really stressful day, and instead of coming home and meditating or working out or breathing or running or doing something positive, I would hit the bottle. I would drink something so quickly that it would just numb the way I felt, numb the pain. But the thing is that that pain was still there. The very elixir that I used to drink that promised me freedom is actually what made me a captive, because that feeling of being free actually compounded day and day and day and day to the point where all my problems would start to pile up, and I had a mountain of problems I needed to deal with. But instead of dealing with it, I would drink. The bigger the pile of things that I would put off and the stress would build up, the more I would drink to subdue and suppress those feelings of anxiousness and stress, which compounded the problem over and over and over again. And yeah, you might be able to live that way 1, 2, 3 weeks in your life, but I was living it every single day for literally 10 years. And I didn't realize how bad it got until I quit. So I want to talk lastly about the successes I've seen in my personal life since I quit drinking. I have read almost 36 books in 2 years. I have a way better relationship with my wife. I'm close friends with my children. I never really had that friendship with my children before. I hired a business coach. I hired a visionary coach. I'm fired up. I'm ready to hit the world running here. I'm writing a book. There's so many things that I can celebrate these little successes because I've quit drinking. And the next big success I want to celebrate is I want to pass on some inspiration, some aspirations to you, to encourage you to take this next step, so that in 3 years you can write a video and mention me in that video, that I encouraged you, that I helped make a difference. I set the wheels in motion to a sobriety life, a better life, a life that's going to give you more rewards and fulfillment at the end. If you've made it to the end of the video, congratulations, because this is a very, very difficult subject, and I'm really, really appreciative that you've listened to what I had to say. This is heavy on my heart, and I want to encourage each and every one of you to make a step, make a decision. It doesn't have to be today or next year, but think about this. And if you really want to take this next step to sobriety, put a comment in the chat. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you have to say. If you know someone that could listen to this story, or someone that has gone through a story similar, share this story with them, because I want this to reach more than just my circle of friends. I want this to reach a broader circle of people, so that I can help influence more people in the world to take this next step. Hit the like button, maybe subscribe, and share this post with your friends and your family, and make some comments, and let me hear what you really want to say about it. Thanks for listening.